biotech is Woodhull's client.
Right, and any relation between the two shebans?
No, Your Honor.
You can just call me Mr. Chairman. Okay, so that's just a matter of coincidence, Ms. Bull, right?
Yes, we don't represent, I guess the bottom line is we don't represent Mr. Jim Chavana.
Okay. Okay, and Mr. Easton, you were mentioning something about participant status at the last pre-hearing, right?
I was not at the last pre-hearing, sir. I had sent a letter into the board just the other day requesting that my client, who was one of the residents along North Rear Road, Mr. Ed Burling, be allowed participant status.
Are you a lawyer?
I am.
Okay.
I represented the residents in front of the Lakeshore Council at
Okay.
the time of this official plan amendment and zoning bylaws were considered.
Okay, so what's your position today?
Well, simply that I'd like Mr. Burling to have participant status in this hearing.
Okay, so can you spell his last name for me?
B-U-R-L-I-N-G.
And did you say it was Ed?
Ed, yes.
And the mailing address, would that be care of you or directly to him?
Better that it be care of me, I think. I'll certainly get to Mr. Burling. He's at 30 North Rear Road, but I think you may have my address from the correspondence. I can give it to you again.
Please give it to me.
Yes, it's Suite 710, 100 Avenue. That's Ouellette Avenue, Windsor, Ontario. N9A63. Nancy 9 Alfred, 6 Thomas Street.
Okay, does anyone have any concerns about that request for participant status?
I do not, sir. It's Tom Polinsky speaking. I consent to it.
Okay.
Yes, on behalf of Sen Biotech, we consent as well.
All righty, Mr. Shaban?
I don't have any issues, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, for purposes of this morning, my understanding there's really not too much to discuss. Mr. Olinsky, do you want to just take the lead and tell me if I'm incorrect in that assessment?
No, I think you are correct, sir. Subject to what the other parties say. From my end, there is really just one matter other than the participant status request, which you've already dealt with, and that is when the parties submitted the initial issues list to the board, it somehow didn't get attached to the procedural order when it was issued, and so there's no. I mean, we know what the issues are, sir, but there is. I guess in terms of mechanics, I think it would be preferable if we could ask you to have the board reissue the order so that any member of the public looking at it has not only the dates and the relevant provisions, but also the issues that are being put forward on behalf of the parties. And related to that, and flowing out of that, is a subsequent discussion that I had with one of the parties. Sen Biotech has asked me to provide more specificity in terms of the town's issues. The town's issues, as put forward and as in February, were quite, I admit, quite general in nature. So they were things like, do the applications conform with the County of Essex official plan? Do they conform with the town official plan? And I freely admit it would be helpful to the process if I were to provide more specificity in terms of policies and in terms of what those issues are getting at. I'm happy to do that, and I could circulate that to the parties in very short order. And it's not seeking to expand anything, sort of just to flush things out. And then my suggestion was going to be, if I'm going to do that, it might be, and if you are inclined to have the board reissue the procedural order with the issues list, it might be better to have it reissued with that updated issues list.
Okay, that's fine, no problem. I take it no one would have any concerns with respect to that. So I'll make a note of that then, Mr. Linsky. A revised or updated issues list will be presented to the board, and a new procedural order will be issued. you have anything?
No, sir, nothing to add. I agree with Mr. Helinski on that procedure.
Okay. And Mr. Shaban, do you have anything?
In regards to the procedural order, Mr. Chairman, I don't. Just in regards to that.
Okay, I'm not asking about the procedural order, I'm asking in general, do you have anything?
Oh, absolutely, Mr. Chairman, and I appreciate the opportunity. As you might be or might not be aware, and I need your help with this, Mr. Chairman, is that the basis of the official plan and the bylaw were ruled unconstitutional this past month on February 24th in a decision by the Federal Court of Appeal, Allard versus Canada, which makes this official plan amendment and bylaw unconstitutional. And being a layman, sir, and I beg your forgiveness, I did not know what to do. I was relying on Rule 70 of the rules of pre-hearing in order to provide new evidence to you. So I need your help as to how to deal with this, because it doesn't make sense to waste your time on the matter.
Okay, Ms. Bull, any comments before I weigh in?
I think if that's an issue that, Mr. Shaban can raise at the hearing, maybe the proper place to raise that, but I have nothing other to add.
All right, Mr. Linsky?
No, I'm of the same mind, sir. I mean, certainly I will likely, if this is brought forward at the hearing, I'll have some fulsome submissions to it. But there are four instruments before the board, and I understand what Mr. Shaban is saying, but I don't think it's a preliminary issue.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Shaban, the purpose of the pre-hearing conference is really just to deal with the procedural aspects and nuances leading up to the hearing. Any substantive matters, such as the one that you have raised, are matters that are to be dealt with at the hearing. And my understanding is the hearing is scheduled for October 17th. So that is the time for you to raise that, sir.
Mr. Chairman, if I may say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I appreciate again. I was relying on Rule 70, and I understand we're not allowed to bring that now because we're not having an in-person pre-hearing. But the problem is that under this order, there are patients who are allowed to grow their own medicine. And now and there is a hearing scheduled April 22nd to allow a change of address for these people, and they've already approached that they would like to grow in our facility. Now, this is just going to become a matter in front of the courts if we wait till October, because this matter is going to be moot by then. Well, waiting to then does not make sense.
Yeah.
And I need your help with this. What should I do to save the time of the board and your resources?
Mr. Shaban, in terms of the issue that you're raising, and I must confess I'm not intimately familiar with the topic that you just finished raising in the case that you made reference to. My suggestion to you is to retain counsel and to be guided by whatever counsel determines as far as going forward with respect to the matter that you just alluded to. I just want to reiterate that the purpose of this morning's pre-hearing conference, and it really frankly doesn't matter whether it's an attendance or on the phone, the same matters would in any event be discussed. For purposes of a pre-hearing conference, it's a procedural matter, and procedural issues are to be dealt with. There are none to be dealt with other than what we've already dealt with today, which is the participant status of Mr. Burling. So I would suggest you retain counsel and decide with the lawyer exactly how you want to proceed with the matter that you've raised.
me to submit, or for the parties to submit this fleshed out issues list, sir, I'm in your hands as to when I should do that by. I'm certainly going to circulate it today to the party.
Okay, well, it really, anything, would you say within the next 30 days? Is that sufficient time for you?
Well, that's more than ample, sir. I could.
Sir, it's Ms. Bull speaking. Can we say, to the board no later than 2 weeks from today?
Yeah, no, sure. Why don't we,
I'd say a week, but 2 weeks to be safe.
why don't we say by May 1st, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so then just to summarize, we've got participant status granted for Mr. Burling. A revised or updated issues list is to be provided to the board, and a revised procedural order will be issued, and that revised issues list is to be filed with the board on or before May 1st.
Thank you, sir.
Very good then. All right, that will do it for this morning, and so I hope everyone has a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bill Shaban? Jim Shaban?
The show's over.
That was quick and dirty.
That's great. All right, let's go.
They do it, just postpone everything.
Gotta come back on October 17th.
October 17th.